I avoid 5 foods, and my body is 30 years younger. Harvard Professor David Sinclair's Longevity Secrets. Hey there, and welcome to today's podcast. I'm so glad you're here. But before we jump into the main topic, let me ask you, where are you tuning in from today? What state are you in? I love knowing where my listeners are, and it helps me connect with all of you on a more personal level. So, go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know where you're listening from. Now, I want to ask you something a little more personal. How do you feel about aging? If you're like most people over 55, you've probably noticed some changes in your body. Maybe you're feeling more tired than usual, or your joints ache more than they used to. And I get it can be frustrating. We often think that as we age, we simply have to accept these changes. But here's the big question I want you to think about today. What if I told you that you don't have to accept aging as something inevitable? I know it sounds too good to be true, but hear me out. We've all heard about people who seem to age gracefully, people who remain active, vibrant, and healthy into their 70s, 80s, and even beyond. But what's their secret? Could it be their diet, their lifestyle, or something else? Well, today, we're going to explore just that. One person who claims to have unlocked the secret to feeling younger is Harvard Professor David Sinclair. He's a leading expert in genetics, and guess what? He says his body is 30 years younger than his actual age. How is this possible? Well, he's not talking about magic or some quick fix. Instead, he's focused on lifestyle changes that can slow down the aging process. And the best part? You can start using some of these tips in your own life right now. Stick with me until the end of this podcast, because in the final part, I'm going to share practical, science-backed tips that you can start using today to feel and look younger. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. But first, let's take a moment and think about this. Have you ever felt frustrated with the way your body is changing as you age? Maybe you've been thinking, I wish I could get back the energy I had 10 or 20 years ago. Well, here's the good news. You don't have to wish for it, you can do something about it. And today, I'm going to show you how. Before we dive deeper, I want to know what's one thing you've noticed changing as you've gotten older. Maybe it's your energy, your skin, or your sleep habits. Drop a comment below with a random number, and tell me what changes you've noticed. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, so you never miss out on these life-changing tips. Trust me, you'll want to stay tuned. If you've ever felt frustrated with aging, or are ready to turn things around, comment with a 11 below. Or, if you're still skeptical, comment with @woo224. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Now that we've set the stage, let's get into the first food you should avoid if you want to slow down the aging process and feel younger. Sugar. We all know how tempting that sweet snack can be, right? A candy bar, a piece of cake, or that sugary coffee we crave in the morning. It seems innocent enough. But here's the hard truth. Sugar is one of the main culprits when it comes to speeding up the aging process. And it's not just about weight gain or sugar crashes. It goes much deeper than that. When we consume sugar, our body breaks it down into glucose, which provides energy. Sounds good so far, right? But here's the catch. When we eat too much sugar, it creates something called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short. These AGE are harmful compounds that form when sugar binds with proteins in your body. And here's the kicker: they damage collagen and elastin in the skin, which are responsible for keeping your skin firm, youthful, and elastic. But that's not all. AGEs also have a hand in a number of chronic health issues like heart disease, diabetes, and even neurological diseases. So, if you're wondering why you might be feeling more fatigued, noticing those fine lines and wrinkles, or struggling with weight gain, sugar could be the main culprit. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I've been eating sugar my whole life. Does this mean I can't ever enjoy a sweet treat again? Let me assure you, it's not about cutting out all the things you love. It's about moderation and making smarter choices that can help your body age more slowly. Here's what I recommend. Instead of reaching for that sugary snack, try swapping it with fruits like berries, apples, or grapes. These fruits contain natural sugars, but they also come packed with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants that help your body process the sugar more slowly and support overall health. Not to mention, they're also anti-inflammatory, which can keep your body looking and feeling younger. And if you're someone who loves your coffee or tea in the morning, try skipping the sugar and adding a little cinnamon or vanilla extract. These add natural sweetness without the spike in glucose, and they also come with additional health benefits. Quick check-in here. How many of you have noticed that cutting back on sugar actually makes you feel better? If you're ready to start cutting down on sugar for better skin and more energy, comment with a 111 below. Or, If you're still not sure and need more convincing, comment with A22222. I'd love to hear where you stand on this. And don't forget to subscribe because we've got more amazing tips coming up that you won't want to miss. Let's move on to the second food that we need to talk about. Processed meats. This is another one that may surprise you. We all love a good bacon sandwich or a hot dog at a summer BBQ. But processed meats like bacon, sausages, and hot dogs are actually hurting your body more than you might think. These meats are loaded with preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, which have been linked to chronic inflammation, heart disease, and even cancer. Now, I'm not saying you can't ever have a burger again, but I am saying that when it comes to longevity, consuming processed meats regularly is one of the worst things you can do for your body. Why? Because the chemicals in these meats can damage your blood vessels, increase your cholesterol, and put you at higher risk for serious diseases down the road. So what can you do instead? It's simple. Try lean proteins like fish, chicken, or even plant-based options like beans, lentils, and tofu. These are packed with protein and healthier fats that help your body rebuild and repair, instead of contributing to inflammation. Here's a thought. Imagine swapping your usual processed meat for a healthier option like grilled salmon or a veggie-based burger. Not only will your body thank you, but you'll be feeding your skin and improving your heart health in the process. How many of you are ready to try healthier protein options? Comment with A33 if you're in, or a 444 if you're still not sure. I'm really curious to see what you think about this swap. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do so you don't miss any more tips like this. Let's take a moment here. These are big changes, right? But they're all part of making sure that you're living your best, healthiest life as you age. And remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. If you're ready to start making these changes, cutting back on sugar and processed meats, comment with the number 555 to let me know. Let's start this journey together. Now, let's talk about the third food to avoid: refined carbohydrates. These are the carbs we're all familiar with: white bread, pasta, pastries, and other foods made from white flour. They taste great, don't they? But here's the problem. Refined carbs are processed in a way that strips them of their natural fiber and nutrients. That means when we eat them, they turn into simple sugars, causing spikes in our blood sugar levels. Why is this a problem for aging? Well, those blood sugar spikes contribute to something called insulin resistance. Over time, this can lead to weight gain, fatigue, and even type 2 diabetes. And as we know, high blood sugar is also a big factor in accelerated aging because it creates inflammation in the body. And we've talked before about how that leads to wrinkles, joint pain, and other age-related issues. The good news is, we can do something about it. Instead of reaching for that white bread or those pastries, try whole grains. Quinoa, brown rice, whole wheat pasta, and even sweet potatoes are fantastic alternatives. These foods are packed with fiber, which helps to slow down the sugar absorption and keeps your blood sugar levels stable. They also provide more vitamins and minerals to nourish your body and fight off inflammation. Quick check-in. How many of you are ready to make the switch to whole grains and say goodbye to refined carbs? If you're on board, comment with ASIC66 foots. If you're still hesitant or haven't tried it yet, drop AS77 below. Let me know what's holding you back, or if you're excited to try it out. And remember, don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on more tips to help you age more gracefully. Now, let's dive into the fourth food you should avoid: trans fats. I know this one might sound a little confusing at first, but I promise you it's important. Trans fats are those unhealthy fats found in many processed and fried foods, like fried snacks, bakery goods, and even margarine. Why are trans fats so bad for aging? Well, they raise bad cholesterol LDL and lower good cholesterol HDL, which causes increased inflammation in the body. And inflammation, as we've discussed, is a major factor in aging. It increases the risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and arthritis, things we definitely don't want to deal with as we get older. So what should we eat instead? Simple healthy fats. These include avocado, olive oil, nuts, and seeds. These fats are not only great for your heart, but they also keep your skin hydrated and youthful. For example, olive oil is full of oleic acid, which helps activate the longevity genes we've talked about. Nuts and seeds are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are anti-inflammatory and promote brain health. These fats help to reduce aging in every way. How many of you already use olive oil in your cooking, or love to snack on nuts? If you're already making these healthy swaps, comment with a 8 below. And if you're ready to start replacing those processed snacks with nuts and seeds, comment with a 9. Let's start choosing healthier fats together. And don't forget to subscribe for more health-boosting tips. I know this all sounds like a lot of changes, but here's the thing. You don't have to make them all at once. Small steps lead to big results, and by cutting out refined carbs and trans fats, you're already on your way to feeling more youthful, energetic, and healthy. If you're ready to start swapping refined carbs and trans fats for healthier alternatives, drop out 10 in the comments below. I want to know which change you're most excited to try. Alright, let's wrap up this section by talking about the 5th food to avoid: dairy. Now, I know dairy is one of those foods that many people consider essential for bone health, especially as we age, right? But here's the catch. For many people, dairy can actually cause inflammation in the body. This can lead to joint pain, digestive issues, and even skin problems like acne or rashes. As we get older, some of us may become more sensitive to dairy, and it can exacerbate certain age-related conditions, like osteoporosis or arthritis. The reason behind this is simple: dairy contains casein and whey proteins, which can cause an inflammatory response in some people's bodies. When you experience inflammation, it can show up in the form of pain, swelling, and discomfort in your joints and muscles, and even affect your skin. So, what's the alternative? The good news is, there are plenty of dairy-free options out there. You can swap cow's milk for almond milk, oat milk, or even coconut milk. These plant-based milks are often fortified with calcium and vitamin D, so you're still getting the benefits without the inflammation. For cheese lovers, there are amazing dairy-free cheeses made from nuts, seeds, or soy, which provide the same creamy texture without the negative effects on your body. Let me ask you, how many of you have tried plant-based milk or dairy-free products? Comment with 11 if you've already made the switch, or if you're still on the fence, comment with at 12. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. And don't forget subscribe for more amazing tips on how to live healthier and feel younger as you age. Alright, we've talked about some pretty major changes, but now it's time for a quick recap of everything we've covered today and how small changes can make a big impact. We've discussed 5 foods to avoid to slow down the aging process, and I've given you some practical steps to take action immediately. Cut back on sugar, reduce your intake of sugary foods and drinks to prevent spikes in blood sugar and inflammation. Limit processed meats, they can increase your risk for heart disease and cancer. So replace them with lean proteins like fish, chicken, or plant-based alternatives. Avoid refined carbs, swap out white bread, pasta, and rice for whole grains like quinoa, brown rice, and sweet potatoes to keep your blood sugar stable and energy up. Say no to trans fats, replace unhealthy fats from fried and processed foods with healthy fats from olive oil, avocados, and nuts. Reduce dairy if dairy is causing inflammation or digestive issues. Try plant-based alternatives like almond milk or coconut yogurt. These are simple, actionable changes that can dramatically improve your health, help you age more gracefully, and give you that youthful energy we all crave. The key here is consistency. You don't have to be perfect, just make small changes over time, and those changes will add up to big results. Your future self will thank you for it. If you're ready to start making these changes and take control of your aging process, comment with a 13 below. Let me know which of these foods you're excited to cut back on first, and what changes you're planning to make. Well, we've covered a lot today, haven't we? And by now, you should have a good understanding of the 5 foods that can speed up the aging process, and how to avoid them. To recap, we've talked about sugar, how it damages collagen, increases inflammation, and speeds up aging. Processed meats, how they contribute to heart disease, inflammation, and skin damage. Refined carbs, the link between these and blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, and aging. Trans fats, how they raise bad cholesterol, increase inflammation, and affect your heart and skin. Dairy, how it may contribute to inflammation and digestive issues, and the many dairy-free alternatives you can try. But here's the most important point. You don't have to make all these changes at once. Start small. Focus on 1 or 2 things, and as you feel comfortable, gradually incorporate more healthy swaps into your lifestyle. Remember, the key to lasting change is consistency. These small changes will add up over time, and they'll lead to a healthier, more youthful you. I want you to feel empowered. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Even cutting back on one of these foods can make a huge difference in how you feel and look. The great thing is, you don't have to do it alone. We're all in this together, and you've already taken the first step by tuning into this podcast. Now, it's time to take action. Here's what I want you to do next. Start by choosing one of these foods to avoid. Whether it's sugar, processed meats, or dairy, pick the one that resonates with you the most. And once you've made that change, come back and share your progress with me in the comments. Tell me what changes you're making and how it's impacting your life. I can't wait to hear your stories and celebrate your success with you. Are you ready to start making healthier choices? Comment with a 14 below if you're committed to cutting out one of these foods today. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Before I go, I just want to take a moment to thank you so much for being here with me today. I truly appreciate you taking the time to learn about how to age with vitality and energy. It's not always easy to make changes, but I know you're capable of doing it, and you've already proven that by tuning in and taking an interest in your health. Remember, it's never too late to start no matter where you are in your journey. You have the power to change the course of your health and your life. Keep making those small steps. Keep striving to be the healthiest version of yourself. And most importantly, keep believing in your ability to thrive at every age. Thank you again for joining me on this journey. I can't wait to see the amazing changes you'll make. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.